What is up, guys? Welcome back. So today I want to talk about anxiety and sensitivity, how you feel everything going on in your body more so than you did before you dealt with anxiety. Some normal sensations and some obviously anxiety caused sensations. So we're going to talk about that, my experience, why this is happening. Hopefully it can make you feel more at peace, knowing that you're not alone in this. But you know what time it is? Smash that like button down below if you're ready to kick anxiety in the butt today. I showed up today. I was thinking about not making a video. I'm sick. I got a sore, rattly throat. I've been coughing all day, and we're in the process of moving. But guys, I showed up. We're going to be consistent. I want to keep this video train going, all right? So be a part of that and subscribe if you're new here. Be a part of the family. Tons of videos like this to help you with your recovery process. So I think there are two different kinds of sensitivity. There's one that's more sudden, it's quick, it's acute, right? That comes with a panic attack or an extreme episode of anxiety. We go into fight or flight. Our body wants to run away or it wants to fight something off that's dangerous. But guess what? There's nothing dangerous around us. So what do we focus on and feel more? The symptoms, the heart rate, the tension, the IBS, the headaches, the numbness, the tingling, our blood pressure, our heart rate. We feel everything, okay? And not only that, our senses go up. We're more aware of everything happening around us. And it's a goal to keep us safe, to keep us from dying, basically, right? So that's the first version. The second version, I think most of us develop the longer that we have anxiety and the more that we focus on our symptoms. It starts with having anxiety symptoms in the beginning. So in the beginning, we get so used to putting focus on our anxiety symptoms that they magnify, they get worse. And I just want you to think about whatever symptom bothers you the most. You probably focus on it. For instance, in the beginning it was chest pain. So I'd have chest pain. So I'm sitting there thinking like, oh my God, what's that? What's that? And I would just focus on it. So it would hurt worse and worse and worse. Any symptom that you put a lot of focus in is going to magnify. That goes for headaches, twitching. It doesn't even have to be pain. It could be you being breath conscious. You sit there and focus on your breathing enough, you're going to freak yourself out, okay? It could be any symptom, numbness, tingling, because your subconscious actually realizes, oh, that message is actually working to get his attention, so I'm going to continue to do it. So our sensitivity starts to go up in general because we get used to focusing on anxiety symptoms and listening to everything going on in our body. But then we start to run into problems where we are now sensitive to normal sensations, okay? Food moving through our digestive system, right? Feeling our heartbeat, but we can feel it a lot more now than what we could before. May not even, there were moments in the morning where I could tell how fast my heart rate was going. It was more at rest, like maybe let's say 70s right after I woke up, and I could count the heartbeats just because I was so sensitive. I didn't have to do this, okay? I was sensitive to everything. I could feel my heartbeat whenever I put my head down on my pillow. I don't ever notice that now, but I did back then. Any type of gurgle or bubble or movement in my stomach, I could feel it so much. Any weird sensation that was on my skin, I could feel it just like that. I basically trained myself to feel everything. And you know, one of the craziest things about this is we're so worried that we're dying or something that is horribly wrong with us, but you're actually more alive than somebody else. You feel more than somebody else. I know you don't want to feel more right now, but think about a panic attack. You've never been more alive than you having a panic attack, yet you think you're actually dying and having a heart attack. And you also have to realize, guys, desensitizing the body is a part of recovery as well, right? You got your routine, your structure, your exposure, finding out the root causes and trying to resolve and handle those, right? Process those, but also just the desensitizing process. So a lot of people, they're making good headway, they're exposing and everything like that, but since they haven't fully desensitized, they could feel something random in their stomach, right, one day. And it's like, well, how are you going to respond? You know, do you understand that you're still just sensitive? Or are you going to jump the gun and assume that you have some type of digestive cancer? And see, I would make some good little improvements in between each of my disease scares, but something that I didn't understand in between was that I still was sensitive to the things that I was feeling in my body. Maybe I was starting to get better. Hell, maybe I started to actually recover some after my cardiophobia incident. But then I had a sensation in my stomach, and because I was still sensitive to it, and I honestly think it was just a normal sensation instead of anxiety, because I was doing actually pretty good for about a month or so. But since I put my focus on it, that symptom stayed. And then I assumed the worst, jumped on Google, and that was also the common theme in between each of these symptom changes. I would jump on Google and assume that it was the worst thing at the top. So I was still sensitive. I was doing better, but I could still feel a lot of things. So that's another tricky part, even if you're in recovery. You're still probably more sensitive than Joe over here, okay? So understand, you can feel things that other people can't really feel. There was a guy that I was coaching, and I'm not gonna give his name, of course, but he complained about palpitations, right? Fit guy, healthy guy. He went to the cardiologist, he wore the thing, and he said, like, you have like 10% of the palpitations that most humans have, meaning you're extremely healthy. So even though he was only having 10% of the palpitations that most people will have during a day, he felt them more so than anybody else. They felt so powerful, so magnified. And again, when it comes to our symptoms and being sensitive, I think it lowers our pain threshold. The more sensitive, obviously, we are, it's got to be more painful. Those of you that deal with the lump in the throat, it feels like there's a freaking baseball in your throat, which is why a lot of people with that start to fear, especially whenever they have it long-term or chronically, that they have something in their throat lodged in there, or they have a tumor growing. They think they have throat cancer. Been there, done that. And then they go to the doctor, get checked out, and there's nothing down there. No evidence of anything. But that tension is so real, and you're so sensitive to it, it feels like a tumor basically is in your throat. Something else, I dealt with pressure in my right ear for about 1.5 to 2 years. And I think it was just something that was kind of ongoing, but I was super sensitive to it. And I went to the ENT a bunch, and they didn't want to give me a CAT scan. She says she's looked down there's nothing wrong. So she decided to finally do a pressure test, and she said it was 1 tick off and that I shouldn't be able to feel that. But it felt like something was stuffed in my ear. It was that real. But it was because I was sensitive to it. So a lot of the things that we're feeling could be a 1 or 2 on a 1 to 10 scale of being able to be felt or pain, right? But it's a 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, or 10 for us because of our sensitivity to it. If you made it this far in the video, go down below in the comment section and comment, anxiety sensitivity is real. Anxiety sensitivity is real. Guys, I had 3 people sign up for Elite Anxiety Bootcamp today. If you have not gotten this course, do yourself a favor and do it. If you're ready to put in some work and you're ready for recovery, you're ready for a routine, that mindset change that you need to beat anxiety, do yourself a favor, go grab it. Super affordable compared to any other course you're gonna find on anxiety, and there's way more packed into it than any other course you're gonna find on anxiety. So go check that out. I'm gonna put it down below in the description and in the first pinned comment. My step-by-step blueprint on how I overcame panic disorder, multiple panic attacks a day, health anxiety, and generalized anxiety disorder. I dealt with that for 5 years, but I beat it. So go check that out if you haven't. You deserve it. Also, online therapy. Online therapy. If you've never tried therapy before, I'm going to put a link down below in the description, first pinned comment as well. You can do it on the phone, the laptop, the PC. You can talk to a therapist. You don't have to go make an appointment anywhere or go anywhere or do anything like that. You don't have to leave the house. So try that out. Also, my coaching information is down below, my social media accounts. And also, guys, please like this video if you got value and subscribe. And if you have subscribed, hit the notifications bell. I'm putting out a video every day, okay? I'm sick today and I still came and showed up and gave you a video, all right? So go check that out. Please watch this video. Until next time, guys, I love you all and keep fighting.